Hello, today we'll be doing Leetcode number 1762, Buildings with an Ocean View. Now for this problem, we are being given an array of integers which represents heights of buildings in a line, and to the right of all these buildings there is an ocean. And what we want to do is find all the buildings that have an ocean view, which means that all the buildings to its right have to be shorter. And what we want to return is an array with all the index of the buildings that do have an ocean view, and we want that to be sorted in an increasing order. So for the first example, I've drew it to the right, and so we can see that 1 will have an ocean view because there is no buildings in front of it, and 3 will have this building which with a height of 3 will have an ocean view because the only building in front of it is 1, which is shorter. And now this building has a height of 2, but it won't have an ocean view because it is being blocked by this building with a taller height. And this building over here with a height of 4 will have an ocean view because all the buildings in front of it are shorter. So as we can see here, we return the list of index, and it is sorted in ascending order. And now here for the example, we have just a array of heights that are just in decreasing order, and we know that this would all have an ocean view because this means that all the buildings in front of it are going to be shorter. Now this last one, the only building with an ocean view is this last building with the height of 4, and this is because all the buildings that come after it are shorter than this building, so only this building will have an ocean view. Now how can we solve this problem? One way would be to start at each building, and we would just check if all the buildings ahead of it are shorter. So say we start at 4, we would check all the buildings in front, and we can see that they're all short. And we start at 2, and then we would see that, okay, there's the 3, which is larger, so we would not include this in the final array. Now this would be a nested for loop implementation, so that would end up giving us O of n squared time complexity. But there is a way that we can do this with linear time. Now, how do we do this linear time? Well, what we can do is have a maximum height variable to track what our maximum height is at any given point of the array. So what we would do is start at the end, and we would see if the building height is greater than the max height or not, and we know that if it's greater than, then there are no buildings in front of it that could block its ocean view, so we would then add that to our resulting array of indices. So starting at 1, we would see that this is greater than the max height, and so we would both update our max height variable and we would add that index to our resulting array, and then we would move on to the next building, and we would see that this height, which is a 3, is larger than our current max height, so we would update it and add it to our resulting array. Now we move on to 2. 2 is not greater than our current max height, and so we would not do anything for this building. We would not update our variable, and we would not add it to our resulting array. And now we move on to this building, which has a height of 4, and this is greater than our current height. So we would both, again, update that variable and add the index to our resulting array. And what we would do in the end is just reverse this array so that it would be in increasing order. Now this algorithm has an O of n runtime because we're only traversing through the array once, and it would also give us O of 1 space, excluding that return array. Alright, so onto the coding solution. As I mentioned before, we will have a variable to keep track of the max height and also, of course, that array of the resulting indices. And now all we want to do is iterate backwards in the array. And we do want to start one before the length, or else we'll be out of bounds. And because this next element is exclusive in Python, we would put it at -1 because we want to go all the way to the end, and we will be going backwards. So all we want to do is compare if our current height is greater than the current max height, and if it is, we will both append this index to the resulting array and update our max height. And in the end, we will just return that array of indices, but reversed, since we do want it in the ascending order. And this is the end of the algorithm. So we will go ahead and run this. So I realized I forgot to add the S for the heights in these, but I will run this now. And as you can see, this solution gives us pretty good runtime and memory usage. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel, and if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Bye!